Okay, picture this. You're walking onto a busy factory floor, maybe a construction site or even a bustling lab. Right in front of you, there's this massive, incredibly loud machine, and it is just throwing sparks in every direction. It's an obvious, glaring hazard. Now, as someone tasked with keeping folks safe, or honestly just as a bystander with an ounce of common sense, your brain instantly screams, we gotta do something to protect the worker right next to it. But what's your first instinct? Today, in this explainer, we're gonna be rethinking those initial gut reactions. Because as it turns out, our common sense might actually be leading us down the absolute wrong path when it comes to true workplace safety.
So when you spot a hazard at work, what is the very first thing that pops into your head? For the vast majority of us, the total knee-jerk reaction is to immediately hand out personal protective equipment, or PPE. We see danger and our brain just says, get that worker a helmet, get them some safety glasses right now, throw some heavy-duty gloves on them, right? It feels like the right move because it's action, it's immediate. You physically hand someone an item, they put it on, and boom, they instantly look safer. We've totally been conditioned to see a hard hat as this ultimate symbol of safety. But here's the real question. Is handing out PPE first actually the most effective way to handle a dangerous situation?
Well, here's the reality check. And it's a pretty massive paradigm shift in how we need to view safety. That helmet, those glasses, those gloves, they're actually your last line of defense. Just think about it for a second. If you slap a helmet on that worker, the loud noise is still deafening. Those dangerous sparks, still actively flying through the air all around them. You haven't actually made the environment itself one bit safer. You've literally just put a tiny layer of armor on a vulnerable human being standing right in the line of fire. It is quite literally the bottom of the safety barrel. It's the absolute final desperate measure when you just can't think of anything better to do. To really understand how we should be protecting people, we need to completely flip our thinking upside down. And we do that using something from the source material called the hierarchy of controls. Picture this as an inverted pyramid, okay? A top-down approach that maps out 5 crucial stages, from elimination down to substitution, engineering, administrative, and finally, right at the bottom, PPE. We start at the top, the widest, most effective part of the pyramid, and we only move down to the next step if the one above it is absolutely 100% impossible. So let's break down exactly what each of these tiers actually looks like in practice, starting right at the very top. Step 1 is elimination, and honestly, its power lies in its sheer simplicity. This is the absolute best, most effective solution out there. It simply means physically removing the hazard entirely from the environment. So going back to our sparking, screaming machine, elimination just means getting rid of the thing. Unplug it, load it onto a forklift, and haul it completely off the floor. Do you really need that specific process to happen right there? Because if you completely remove the dangerous element, there is literally a 0% chance a worker can be injured by it. It's the holy grail of safety. You aren't just managing the risk, you're entirely destroying it. But yeah, you know and I know that in the real world, you can't always just toss out your equipment and halt production. So if you absolutely cannot eliminate the hazard, you move to step 2.
And that brings us to substitution. If we can't remove the function entirely, the next question is, can we swap it out for something better? Substitution means replacing the dangerous machine, process, or chemical with a much safer alternative. So instead of that old, terrifying, sparking metal beast on the floor, maybe you bring in a brand new, ultra-quiet, fully enclosed machine that performs the exact same job, but, without throwing literal fire at your employees. Or maybe you swap out a highly toxic cleaning chemical for a biodegradable, non-toxic soap. You're still getting the job done, but you are drastically reducing the inherent danger of the tools you're using. These top 2 tiers, elimination and substitution, these are your absolute power moves because they fundamentally alter the reality of the hazard itself.